See, in this important topic, I will be starting with the status, the challenges and possibilities in case of agroecology. While searching for some important connections in the agroecology, I could relate with one line that says agroecology is sustainable farming that works with nature. And when I say the nature, I can correlate this nature word with soil, water, and air. And before correlating sustainable farming with nature, I would like to evaluate here or show you the things that how soil, water, and air are sustainable in their own area, so that the agriculture could be made sustainable. Unless the nature is sustainable, farming could not become sustainable. Very quickly, where we feel proud in Indian agriculture in terms of self-sufficiency, food grains, leading producer of fruits and vegetables, largest number of dairies and other things, and also largest producer in sugarcane, sugar, and big exporter. These are some of the achievements which we repeat time and again. But there is some disconnect which I feel among the stakeholders in agriculture, and these are success has all the owners, but unless the failures or the gaps could be correlated with the success owners, things cannot improve. By virtue of all these achievements, India is at number 2 in the world ranking in agriculture, but the gap between the number 1 and number 2 is huge. India's contribution in its GDP of agriculture is 15.4% and that of China is 10%. But China's GDP is 5 times bigger than us. So the gap between 1 and 2, number 1 and number 2 is huge, huge, huge. This also gives us an understanding that by doing proper things, because we have certain advantages over China, this could be the limit and even India could exceed those things, provided we explore the possibilities in the right direction and work on it honestly. We'll also have to accept the gaps, as you have mentioned, in terms of farmer suicide, and this is a huge figure. Roughly, it comes out to about 16 suicides per day. Migration, big issue, because the rural employment guarantee scheme, which has failed, it could not guarantee more than 18 to 20 days per year. So the shift from rural to urban is more than 25,000 people per day. 1/3 of the world's malnourished children live in India, and malnutrition is also responsible for 15% of total disease burden in this country. These are the things that we need to accept along with our success. And unless we try to make some correlation between the two, it won't succeed. There might be n number of reasons for suicides and migration, but in nutshell, agriculture has become less profitable. This is the baseline. So we'll have to accept this. Now, coming to some disturbing facts, I will share with you. The basic is that Parthiv was also shared that declining soil organic carbon. India's organic, at international level, the organic carbon standards are 2 to 3%, while in India, 0.7% and above is considered to be high. 0.5 and 0.75 is medium, and below 0.5 is low. The challenge is India's 90% soil's organic carbon has gone down below 0.5%. And this has also been supported by Dr. Ratan Lal, the renowned soil scientist. And as a result, India has lost 68% of innate productive capacity of agricultural soils. This is due to the loss in organic carbon, and this is due to the mismanagement of soil. As a result, nearly 90% out of the 160 million hectare, 47 million hectare land has degraded due to one or the other reason. I am not going to read this thing. Yes. And this land degradation has resulted into low nutrient use efficiency, and the various deficiencies. Fertilizer use efficiency is hardly 30% for nitrogen. 15 to 20% for phosphate, 60 to 70% for potash, but potash use is very less, 8 to 10% for sulfur, and hardly 1 to 2% for micronutrients. These are the challenges that has come out due to land degradation as fertilizer use efficiency has gone down. And this low fertilizer use efficiency has led to increased use of fertilizer. And as per a FAO report, fertilizer consumption in total in the last 50 years has increased by 500%, and that in case of nitrogen alone is more than 800%. And when we say agriculture, these are the things of conventional farming. In between, organic movement was also started, and that is also in not very good shape. There are regular news about the consignments are being rejected, export consignments due to excess pesticide residue limits. And not only this, there has been 5 or 6 organic certification agencies that has been de-recognized by European Commission due to ethylene oxide issue. So the overall scenario that I wanted to present is in not a good state. And the earlier things were related with soil that I wanted to highlight. The second is water. And it will be important to know that out of the total global water requirement, the largest water is required by agriculture, including aquaculture, that is 69%. And when we talk about water, the global water demand is going to be 20 to 30% more. And the other alarming factor is in the last 20 years, India's per capita water availability has gone down by 22%. And the moment per capita water availability goes beyond 1,000 to 1,100 cubic meter, the country will be declared as water stressed. Forget about the problem or vagaries of life of the people. When we talk about agriculture and water, hardly 48% of area in India is irrigated, as against 51.2%. And this is very important when we talk about importance of irrigation with that of productivity. Hardly 40% of the land contributes about 80% of the production, while 60% of the land, rain-fed land, contributes 20% of the production. Unfortunately, the well-accepted irrigation system in this country is flooding, whether it is tube well or canal, where the water use efficiency is hardly 30%. But the improved irrigation system, like say drip, the water use efficiency is 95%, but its reach is very less. In 2006, government has started one, not only this, let me put you one thing, that the flooding irrigation combined with increased application of fertilizer has led to waterlogging, salt problem, and soil erosion. Because when we get something free, we use it unjudiciously. Fertilizer use efficiency has led to increased application of fertilizer. So ultimately, the soil has gone down. To overcome this challenge, government has started one scheme that is more crop per drop in 2006, and they have started to promote micro irrigation system. In this scheme, the GOI gives interest subvention of 3% loan to the state governments. The good part here is from 15-16, achievement exceeded targets. But this is very short-lived. Let me come to other point. 78% of the achievement are just in the 5 states. And these 5 states are Andhra, Karnataka, Gujarat, Maharashtra, and Tamil Nadu. And the irony is the total investment or corpus fund was hardly of 5,000 crore. I had an opportunity to visit certain places where you could see that the drip irrigation system, which was distributed under this scheme, could hardly be used for one season. And government claims that this micro irrigation system could help us to reach 52.35 lakh hectares, that is 5.25 million hectares in this country. Yes, in this country. So on paper, the target has been achieved, or the achievements have exceeded the target, but in real terms, it could not do that anything to increase the irrigated area in nutshell. Now, this is about the water. Before I'll show you. The third part is air. Before I discuss on air, I will show you some photographs of the plants, vegetable plants that has been grown on my rooftop. And I'm sure I will not be blamed that I have not nourished them properly. Why I'm showing you this is, these are at the different stages of flowering and fruiting, but unfortunately, none of them given any fruit. Whether it is cucurbits or brinjal or tomato, fruits never came on any plant. The reason, while identifying, it showed that it might be due to lack of pollinators, insects, pollinators, and that could have done this, because harmful insects are available. This is hibiscus plant and this is bale plant. Citrus caterpillar is there on the citrus leaf, it's bale leaf, and mealybug is there on the hibiscus plant. But pollinators are missing from there. So by saying this, what I mean, what I am trying to draw to a bigger issue is this, and when tried to verify this issue, this is not uncommon. This is not unique. There has been instances where flowering was there, but no fruiting. Now I am trying to draw the attention on a bigger issue about air. This is the image which everybody is aware of, parali burning, stubble burning. When the season starts, there is a lot of hue and cry on the pollution, health issues, and all other issues. All the newspapers and other details are filled with this, how people of Delhi will survive. Yes, health issues are there, other things are there. But when the pollution coming from hundreds of kilometers to Delhi and making life miserable of people in Delhi, whether in terms of breathing or health or other issues, can we imagine a situation where the pollution has generated, where the smoke has generated in those areas where the pesticide might be very high, where the other things would have been on a very high level? So the point here I'd like to make is, what we are making the hue and cry is about the symptoms of smoke and health issues. Can we imagine a situation if that same smoke or same pollution starts affecting the beneficial insects in the rural areas and pollinators disappear? What will be the situation? What will be the bigger picture if we can analyze that? Unless we try to address the root cause, treating the symptoms is not going to help. This I wanted to just correlate as regards the air. Now, one issue that is very close to my heart, now I have stopped following this. It is crop insurance. This scheme was started by Government of India in 1985. And perhaps I wrote the first article on crop insurance in the year 1987. It has been published in Navara Times. In 1987, I will just try to show 30 years later the picture. In 2015 and 2016, you see the area increase is 6 to 7%. That is from 53 million hectares to 57 million hectares under the crop insurance scheme. The number of farmers increased is around 20%. Yes, it is understandable that land holding is small, so the farmers increase is 20%. But the surprising fact is the premium increased by 298%. This is the most surprising fact for me. When area increases by 6%, farmers by 20%, and premium increases by 298%. This gives rise to a big issue that why this is happening. And it does not stop here. Even insurance company continue to make 40,000 crores in the last 5 years under Fasal Bima scheme. Farmer suicide is continuing. Why it is continuing? Because insurance agencies are making most of the profit, and the agriculture and the farmers are getting the claims of hardly rupee 1 or 1 or 5, rupee 5 at the most. This is the dark reality of this scheme, and this is also one of the reasons that when a scheme is continuing from 1985 till date, farmer suicide are continuing, premium of insurance agencies are increasing, but farmers are not getting any relief. Major policies that I would like to discuss here, in brief now, that sustainable agriculture was started by USDA in 1977 and Government of India adopted it in early 90s. Integrated input management has been the major thing. And from 1994-95 to 2001 to government has spent nearly 15,000 million on integrated biocontrol. But the output is well known to everybody because not a single crop has got foolproof integrated nutrient management, input management program. Organic farming has been introduced in this country in 2004. And natural farming has been introduced in 2022. Why I'm showing you this is, this has been shifted from one time to other, but if you go through the expectations from each scheme, these are simply copy and paste. Nothing more than that, copy and paste. So if we want to do some benefit for this country or agroecology that we're trying to achieve, my submission would be the ultimate expectation from agriculture is we all as a consumer expect that we should get quality food in sufficient quantity on a continuous basis. This is the expectation from agriculture food producers from all the corners from the farming community. Ultimately, this has to happen. But if this has to happen, the only means is to protect the producers. And when I say producers, I will say it is soil and it is the farmer. Unless you protect the soil and the farmers, nothing will come out. Any policy, any detail, if it is, because it is the farmer only which is rewarded as well as, which is never rewarded, is always punished either due to vagaries of nature and also due to bumper production. In both the cases, farmers are the sufferers. So unless you protect the producers, that is soil and farmer, nothing will come out. If you give me 1 minute more, I'll show that in case of soil, what I mean is there need to be exclusive program on soil health. There has been soil health card scheme, but everybody knows that even a single report on soil health card has not been implemented. Or the recommendations, the facilitation to adopt that recommendation is missing. That needs to be strengthened in a big way. Integrated nutrient and pest management, this is the ultimate at the moment. Unless we do this, and this I say with full responsibility that unless we go for soil, crop and plant protection separately, it is not going to work. Anshuman has talked about conventional crop or diversification. Yes, that is very important. Unless we facilitate the diversification or growing local specific crops, local suitable crops, and holistic incentive for all the crops, that this I am reflecting for MSP. If MSP is given for one crop, it should be given for all other crops. Rewards should be given for diversification and those who are coming for the protecting the nature. This is another issue, that post-harvest, including transportation, storage, and local processing. Yes, this is same the value addition that Anshuman was talking. Rewards, yes, this is a critical issue that I would like to highlight here. Rewards when I say about technology generators and not publishers. Because in the agriculture system, many a times I had fight with number of scientists and I say them that you are scientist by designation and not by profession. Here my submission is that unless the criteria is met that how many technologies developed has been adopted by the masses or the farmer, they should not be awarded only on the basis of publications. Strong monitoring of regulatory provisions, whatever it is. Yes, I'm closing.
Dharmendra, I would like you to conclude.
Yes, I'm concluding. This is concluding only. So monitoring, all the systems are going through jugaad. This jugaad has to be stopped as soon as possible if we wish to take the agriculture to another level. Yes, only assured irrigation. There is no alternative to assured irrigation. And all states has to come forward. And when we talk about air, we'll have to accept the challenge as non-political issue. Instead of blame game, we'll have to avoid ad hocism. We'll have to stop treating the symptoms. And unless the sustainable use of the stubble is or the cause is ensured, it will not be possible to give long-term solutions. And in terms of crop insurance, technology-based assessment of the problem by using the remote sensing or drone technology, or use previous season data, stages of damage, because this is a very important factor. Risk of farmer is associated with the stages of damage. Time-bound payment. Yes, mechanism against data conflict. This is another issue. Department of Agriculture, Statistics, and Revenue has different set of data. So this needs to be rectified because the insurance agencies make use of those gaps. And last but not the least, bank-linked compensation. Even ₹1 compensation or 5 rupees compensation is also sent through the check so that they could not encash that. So bank-linked compensation should be there if we want to support this crop insurance scheme or support the farmer or the producer. Thanks. This is all from my side. I just wanted to complete within 15 minutes. Yes, I could do that.